Hey Crafty Divas, I just wanted to come on quickly and show you how to do the bling shirt. I did record the video on Zoom, but unfortunately it didn't come out too well. So you should all have a design on this yellow. This is called flocked material. So you all have a design on the yellow flocked material. What I want you to do first is I want you to peel this design off. I want you to start at any corner. You're peeling this yellow part away from a clear backing paper. So it might take a minute to get it started. But once you get it started, see? Once you get it started, I want you to pull the yellow very, very slowly. And if you have some luck, you'll leave behind yellow pieces onto the clear. Okay? That's what we want. We want the yellow pieces left on the clear. So go ahead, peel this off. And then whatever pieces are not popped out, you're going to have to take a toothpick or your fingers and manipulate them so that you can get them all popped out. Okay? So that's our first step. So let's go ahead and do that. And I'll be back. Okay, so we're back. As you can see, we got everything punched out. So I'm doing cream right now, but you may have the eagles, you may have love, you may have blessed, whichever one you have, just make sure you got all your holes punched out. The next step, I want you to grab a piece of chipboard. The chipboard is the brown piece that your stencil came inside of. So grab one of those pieces of chipboard, and you're going to need a hot iron. So with your iron, you need to make sure that all the water is out. It's not on the steam setting, but it's on the highest setting that it can be on without, having water in it. So when you do this portion, you may need to stand up because you're going to need to put some force and some pressure on it. I'm looking at this word, and it's clear that this word is too long for this cardboard. So I'm going to put it at an angle to make sure. I want to make sure that every one of these holes has the cardboard backing behind it. Okay? So what you're going to do, you're going to work in sections. Okay? And you're going to use your iron. And with both hands, I'm pressing down firmly. And I'm just going to maybe press down for maybe a count of 15. So somewhere between 15 to 20 seconds. And then I'm going to lift it up and move to the next area and do the same thing. And I'm going to keep repeating that. And then I'm going to check. And I'm going to be like, oh, wow, it's not stuck. I'm going to go back. I'm going to keep doing this until my design is completely stuck to this cardboard. So for the next step, you're going to need your little bag of crystals. And you're going to need the brush that's in your kit. So I am going to literally pour a small pile of beads, and I'm going to take my brush and I'm going to move it around in circles and let the magic happen. Be very gentle as you're turning in circles. you don't want to use too much pressure, because if you put too much pressure, your stones will come back out of where they're seated. We want all the stones to be seated, and we want them to be seated face up. So go ahead and play around with this for a while until you get everything filled in. Once everything's filled in, I'll come back and tell you the next steps. Once you get all of these stones in, do not lift your board, don't hit the table, don't do any of those things, because they will come back up and you'll have to spend a whole bunch of time fixing it. So once you get to this point, you're going to actually pull out that piece of white. It's like a piece of white plasticky material that you have. Looks like this. So you're going to go ahead and separate this. The clear part comes off of the plastic, just like that. Okay? So go ahead and separate that off. Put the white piece to the side, and we're going to operate with this clear piece. So what you want to do, I'm going to hold it taut over. And I'm going to stand up just because it's going to make it a little easier, I think. So I'm going to hold my paper taut over my image. I'm going to try to put it down all at once. Okay? And then once I put it down, I'm going to rub over it, because I want to make sure that each one of those stones gets stuck to this clear paper. Now after you do that, you're going to go ahead and you're going to peel up your clear paper. Now I would do it slowly, because if for some reason a stone doesn't adhere, then you can quickly lay it back down. Woo! All right. Okay. So all my stones are stuck to this plastic. So this is now my iron-on transfer. This is my rhinestone iron-on transfer. This, I can use this again to make another one. So I'm going to save this, put it in my files. I can make as many of these designs as I want with this. So now go ahead, grab your t-shirt, grab your tote bag, whatever you're working with. And you can move this now. So I am not going to actually be ironing this on right now. I'm going to be doing this as a demonstration, okay? But what I want you to do is go ahead and put whatever it is that you're going to be putting your design on. Put that, you know, on your ironing board, on your table, wherever you're going to do it, okay? With your hot iron, no water, no steam, I want you to iron out any wrinkles or whatever that's in your garment, whether it's the tote bag or the shirt, okay? Once you do that, then you can decide how you want to place your design, okay? So if you want to put it at the bottom, at an angle, however you decide. And that tape is a little sticky, so it'll hold it in place, right? Now for this part, it is recommended if you're using an iron that you use a thin pressing cloth. So I would recommend like a pillowcase or a piece of parchment paper or a Teflon mat. Nothing thicker than a pillowcase though. We had a couple folks try to use a towel and that did not work out. If you're using a heat press, then use your Teflon mat as appropriately. Alright, so we're gonna press down on our design, give it a count of like 15 to 20 seconds, and then we're gonna shift and move to the next area. Make sure you're putting on a lot of pressure. After you've done this over the whole design, then go ahead and take a peek, like start lifting this up. And if your stones are not attached, then you got to do it some more. If your stones are stuck, then you're good, okay? They will stick eventually, okay? Just remember, you got to put a lot of pressure when you're using a household iron on these stones, okay? Alright, I'm going to go and attach this for real, and we're done. But we're done. After this is attached, you peel this plastic off, and I would recommend turning your garment over at that point and iron it on the back, or you could flip your shirt inside out, iron it on the back, just to make sure that we are hitting close to the back of them stones, getting that adhesive nice and secure. Okay? Alright, y'all. I hope you had a good time. I will check you later. See you next month.